What's up, you beautiful collectors and Transformer fans? Thank you all so much for tuning in, watching, and supporting the channel by watching, first and foremost, liking the video, hitting that thumbs up button, all that fun stuff. Really does help support the channel. I really do appreciate it. Once again, it is the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, one that I'm pretty excited about, just in general, the Transformers 1 Alpha Trion. Now, it doesn't specifically say what class it is. It says that he's a prime changer. I don't know. I mean, usually that's where they would put the class of the figure, so I don't know if, calling him the prime changer is is like the scale for it or something like that. But basically, it's the mainline version of Alpha Trion. And without getting into, obviously, any spoilers about the movie or anything, I don't know if I should say what I was thinking about saying. So I will not say that because I don't want to get into spoilers. But suffice it to say, this was one of those toys. A lot of times Hasbro releases figures that are not necessarily in the movie. Maybe they were going to be in the movie at one point in time, and then they end up getting cut from the film. So I was worried about that with Alpha Trion, but at the end of the day, the figure is actually really fun. And again, I'm not going to get into spoilers on if he's in the movie or anything like that. I want it to be kind of for you to discover for the most part. But I am happy with this figure. It's decent. It's simple. It's definitely not a deluxe in terms of like the engineering, like something like this is a deluxe figure. He's definitely not. It is more of that like Earthspark, I think, kind of line for the most part, but it's still a good figure nonetheless. Now, for the box, you can see you got a really cool image of him in his, what I'm just going to call a, he kind of looks like a lion, but also like a unicorn, so I'm going to call him a Unilion. That's what we'll call him, because he's got like this little energon thing coming out of his head, and you can see he has it on the toy as well. But you got the Transformers 1 logo, Transformers Alpha Trion, really bright, very cool package on it. The side here has an up-close image of him in both of his modes. The other side here has the other characters that we're more familiar with from the Transformers 1 movie, with Optimus Prime, Orion Pax, D16, B127, I think that's what his name is, and Alita 1. All of them have numbers, but you come around the back, transforms in 15 steps, which, it is what it is. But here he is in his Unilion mode, and again, very simple. There's not a lot really to him. He basically just kind of folds down. But it is actually really nice. The paint on here is really well done, especially here with this very metallic purple going around here. Very, very nice. It's, well, more maybe like a pink. This is more purple, but even this purple has a really nice coloring to it. You got some nice silver elements throughout there. He's a beast of sorts, and kind of, beast Transformers are always kind of weak for the most part, but I love that you got a very angry look, very cool look to him. I'm really, just in general, fairly happy with how this guy turned out. He is small, and you'll see that more. Here is the Studio Series Optimus Prime from the movie. I'm going to set him off to the back, but you can definitely see that he is a small dude, and you're going to see that more when I get him into his robot mode. So, for the most part, though, very, very cool. I like the way that he looks, but he is definitely simplistic. But he's also a cheaper figure. These figures, I want to say, run less than $20, whereas, like, deluxe figures run about $25 nowadays. He's about $20. So he is cheaper, a little bit more price-friendly, I guess, but it's definitely reflected in the overall figure itself. Accessory-wise, you can see that he does come with his tail, which has like this little energon effect as well. Same thing with his little unicorn horn right there. I don't know. I mean, that is really, like I said, he's a Unilion. That's all I can think of. And we've gotten Alpha Trion before as a lion, so it kind of makes sense. I kind of dig it. But for the most part, very, very cool. Articulation, obviously, you know, these are going to be his robot arms. So you got shoulders, you got elbows, things like that. These are gonna become his robot legs. When you move it around, the one thing that I don't like is like this panel doesn't really click or lock into place, so it just kind of hangs out there. But you got the little hinge, you got the feet on, you know, it's basic beast mode kind of thing. To transform him, I'm gonna remove this. We're basically just gonna straighten out his legs, straighten this, and then this will hinge down and lock into place right there, and then fold this down, create his heel. There's one leg. Do the same thing here. Straighten that down all the way, and then this comes down, locks that, fold that, and there you have his legs. Again, very, very simple. This entire section here is going to come back. Pull that away. Come on. There we go. Pull that all the way around, and then take this, split this, and then this will hinge right down there, kind of creating like a little cape of sorts. And then you take these little paws, tuck those away, and rotate his arms around like that. Take the paws, tuck that away, rotate that around. And there you have Alpha Trion in his robot mode. And again, small, simplistic. I do like how you can take this, you can put this here as a weapon. Doesn't really get, yeah, there we go, get in there. You can remove this. It just pegs in there, and again, you can use this as a dagger kind of weapon as well, if you want to. I really do hope that they make a Studio Series version of him, because this scale I definitely am not a very big fan of. If you've seen the movie, you know why I'm not that big of a fan of it. For the most part, this looks okay. I do hope that we get a Studio Series version, which will be, you know, obviously more detailed, larger, a better color for them, all this kind of stuff. Although the color on here is still really nice. You get a lot more of that metallic purple kind of coming through. His head sculpt is really nice. Coming in to take a close look at that. Really dig that head sculpt and the crest. There's a lot of elements about him that do really kind of harken to his G1 sort of self, especially like the head area. These little shoulder bits with like this little section right here is very evocative of his G1 design, where he had like little spikes that came out of there. You know, he's got like this back section, which, yeah, it's just his, you know, Unilion head splitting in half. But, you know, from this section kind of makes it look like he's got a cape, which is cool. I do really like that. But he is definitely a very simplistic bot. And that's not bad, because, again, the price is meant to kind of reflect that. And I think that they did a really good job with it. The overall design and transformation is very simple, but still, you know, it works. You know, I mean, it creates an image of him in his robot mode here. Sorry, I'm starting to get a little bit out of breath. He you know, looks good in terms of this mode. The beast mode is decent. Not obviously not the best or anything, but I'm happy with him. I really, really am. I'm very, very impressed with how this guy turned out. Getting his weapons and setting them off to the side. Articulation-wise, the head is on a great big ball joint, so you get a lot of range of motion with that. Absolutely love that. The shoulders here are on ball joints as well. In and out, full range of motion. You got to swivel at the elbow, bend at the elbow. Nothing at the wrists. That's all locked into place, unfortunately, but I like that they actually painted the hand to stand out differently, which is nice to see. Rotates at the waist. Hips move forward and back, in and out on ball joints. They also rotate at the knee, and then because of the ball joint up here, you get some rotation right there also. You got a bend here at the knee. You have ankle tilt, which is great. Very, very articulated figure. Again, price-wise, you know, he definitely has that lower price for the engineering on it, but the overall look and design of the figure, I'm happy with him. I do think that he turned out really, really nice. You can store his sword weapons and stuff. You can take this and like kind of put that right. I mean, there's like a little post right there, but it's kind of hard to get to. You do have the little post on the inside here, so maybe you could put like that there. And you can have that hang down, and then you can just leave this where it was in his beast mode. You got like these little hole sections right here, so you can leave that right there as well. So you can store his weapons there very nicely, but very, very cool. Very happy with him. He's a fun transformer. He's a fun toy, fun. I mean, like I said, transformation is very simple, but still kind of fun to be able to do it quick. I appreciate that. That's really quite nice. I would recommend them 100%. I would. Like I said, I don't know if we are going to get a Studio Series version of them. I do hope we do at some point in time, and we've gotten Studio Series of, you know, Optimus and Megatron so far. I would be curious to see if they go and give us other ones. I don't know. Yeah, we are getting a Studio Series Elita 1. I'm sure we'll get a Studio Series Bumblebee. I mean, that's just, you know, just the way to, you know, or Badassatron, whatever you want to call him. So, you know, I'd love to get a Studio Series of this guy. He's cool. And like I said, I don't want to get into too much about the film itself, but it's a figure that's definitely worth checking out because the figure itself is cool. But there you go, guys. There's my look at the new Transformers 1, just regular mainline. I forgot what they're calling it. Prime Changers. Alpha Trion. Again, thanks to the folks over at Hasbro for actually sending this figure out to me so I can review it for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, again, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Send me that like. Also, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this figure. Without, again, getting into spoilers or anything, leave a comment. Let me know if you think that the figure is cool enough for you to pick up. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. As always, this is Optibotimus saying thank you for tuning in. And until next time, adios, au revoir, and auf Wiedersehen.